on now to this second event this morning. This is the first session of heats at this mighty complex here. It's a quietish crowd, or smallish, but they're doing plenty to encourage their swimmers. I've seen a couple of good performances already in the 200 freestyle. Now we move to this timed heat. Only 3 swimmers in the women's 800 meters. It's a final, and the time registered will go through as a final placing for these 3 swimmers. There are 8 other swimmers who will contest the grand final tonight. And that is when we will see Thi-An Nguyen of Vietnam, as I mentioned, has entered in, I think it was 19. She's registered for all 19 women's events. So we'll see her tonight, along with one of Malaysia's outstanding swimmers, Kailin Khoo. Thorn of Thailand will be there tonight as well, and Lee of Vietnam. So a good lineup tonight in the 800 meters. But this morning it's the 3 here. Sagita Krisdayanti of Indonesia will swim in lane 3. The records are fairly impressive, aren't they? 2009 for Lynette Lim of Singapore, 8:35. So Rosalie Santa Ana stands in the middle of them from the Philippines, and Wenyi Wang of Singapore is in lane number 5. So just these 3, they'll battle it out. It's their own race. It's not a heat, it's a final. So finishing order will determine their overall finishing place. And if, of course, they swim faster than any of the swimmers tonight, then they will slot in accordingly. Wang of Singapore to this side in the pink with the black cap. Get a chance in some of the distance races. This is the longest event for women, the 800 meters. And you get to watch idiosyncrasies of these swimmers, little differences in their technique and style. And already you see the way that they're swimming closer to the lane, with the leader, Wenyi Wang, swimming close to her right-hand lane. The other side coming back. I saw Santa Ana almost hugging the same line or lane as Wang. Now she's moved more into the center of her lane. And in third place, Sagita Krisdayanti. And she's keeping a very close eye on Santa Ana inside of her. 800 meters, that means 16 lengths of the pool. Lynette Lim from Singapore, she set the games record in 2009. That was 8 minutes 35.41. The Asian record from Xinjiang of China, People's Republic of China, at 8 minutes 19, a sensational time from her a couple of years ago. I think that was in September 2013. That was in China, in Xinjiang. Nice turn, good push off the wall, streamlined coming out of the underwater segment, immediately into her kick. Looks nice and relaxed, but by no means has she taken control. In fact, just a little bit of urgency there. You can notice the different, even just noticing in the splash from the feet, an indication of just who's doing a wee bit more work at the time. But Wang certainly looks very smooth. This is quite an effort, this 50 that she's just put in. She came off the wall well, looked up and always taking a notice of where the opposition is, but working to her own time schedule. Off the wall again, and immediately just trying to push out a little bit off the wall. Every turn is very important. So entering the turn, the timing, the effort off the wall, that underwater work, and then once they come to the surface, into that smooth technique that they've developed in the distance training. So Wenyi Wang of Singapore is still our leader. 16 years of age. She is the youngest of the three competitors here. Santa Ana is 18. She's in second place from the Philippines. And Krisdayanti of Indonesia is 17. Now we see the halfway mark, the swimmers starting to spread out just a little bit. Good encouragement from the crowd here as we see our leader from Singapore, Wenyi Wang. She led from the start. She's maintained a very impressive stroke rate. She's looking comfortable, not looking tired at all. You can see the elbows coming up nicely and the stretch forward in front of the head. Good strong pull under the water. Every turn has been effective. Into her work immediately. Santa Ana looks to be urgent now. Just that left arm keeping quite low and just going over the water. That's her style. It suits her. Wouldn't be every coach's recommendation, but it's effective for Santa Ana. And in third place, Krisdayanti of Indonesia. This is a timed 800 meters freestyle. It's a final for these girls. And the next stage is the grand final tonight, where the top 8 qualifiers will go through to that swim that final tonight. Two laps to go. They'll get the bell, but they don't need that. Sometimes it's just a reinforcement for them, because the mind does all sorts of things when under stress, and in distance races they'll know exactly where they are, what their situation is. Well, this is very impressive, isn't it? You can sense that Wang, who was only a body length clear after 250, 300 meters, and we saw her, see the work off the turn here now. She's really, the kick, it comes into life and then just gets into that smoothness. Carves out another 50 meters. She comes into this with the best time of 9 minutes 07.5. Santa Ana Has his time slightly slower than that. Could we see? And this is what the swimmers are aiming for, is personal best times. And the public address, the crowd is being urged. From start to finish, it's been Wenyi Wang, 16 years of age, from Singapore. The Singapore swim team has got so impressive now, so much improvement over the recent years. The introduction of international coaches to complement what's already been a very impressive coaching situation here in Singapore. And plenty in reserve for this 16-year-old. Bilateral breathing. Checking to the right now. Knows it's only 5-6 strokes to the finish, and she will touch the wall. Here she goes. All the way win for Wenyi Wang of Singapore. 9:11.32. It's slower than she'd want, but certainly she was not pushed. She did enough to win this and win it comfortably from Rosalie Santa Ana of the Philippines. And in third place, Sagita Krisdawanti of Indonesia. Wenyi Wang wins the 800 meters timed final. The major final tonight, featuring the top 8 qualifiers. That wonderful sound of the bell. Wonderful in more ways than one for the swimmers, knowing that it's 100 meters left. Time to give it all, and she had. Santa Ana swam well for second, and Krisdawanti for third. Driving to the wall, touching, checking the time. Not a smile, but certainly a good swim from the 16-year-old, who will get better, and she'll be part of this strong Singapore team for a while to come. Official result there, 9:11.32.